Okay, so that being said, let's go back to what was I talking about? Pie menus, right? In fact, I'll probably do the pie menu thing here. The beauty of the pie menu was that it would also work for touch screens. It would work for single button clicks because at the time that I was thinking about this, I was making games for Flash. I was using Hexflixel, whatever you want to call it, um, and I was outputting the Flash uh, as a Flash game just because it was convenient. Um, uh, I think the debugger was working with Flash. I think that's how that worked. In any case, I'd output to Flash, and of course, if you right click on a Flash thing, uh, you you brought up the context menu for Flash. You get into the settings and all that. So I had to have something where you could only use one mouse button. And traditionally on Macintoshes, now I don't know about anymore. I mean, you can get all kinds of regular mice for Macs now because it's so different. But back, 20 years ago or even 10, 15 years ago, the Macintoshes came with one button mouses. So, and that was apparently enough for them, which is fine. It probably is enough. I mean, you probably don't need three buttons. For years we were doing two buttons, and now we got a third button, which is also a scroll wheel, right? The and of course the scroll wheel is pretty convenient and stuff, but strictly speaking, you only need one mouse button to interact with something because you always have your keyboard, and you can always keyboard plus mouse if you need to. But so I was thinking, well, what could I use that's what one button or one touch friendly, and that is the verb coin or the pie menu. The reason I make a distinction between a verb coin and a pie menu is even though a verb coin is technically pie menu, a verb coin is what they call it because A was a venture game, and B because it would pop up like a little round circle like a pie menu. It is essentially a pie menu, but it would come up and then you click on an option to select that option. Now a pie menu, uh, I guess in The Sims though it kind of works that way too, so you can kind of use that interchangeably. But a verb coin was to put out the verbs on it. So I was like, yeah, like a verb coin, but with more options. So the pie menu, meaning slices of the pie around a circle. So I was thinking it would give you more flexibility, like the old where you typed in. You could type in a bunch of stuff, and at the same time, it would give you the ease of use of the standard point and click, icon based adventure thing that we see lately. Okay, so that's that part in a nutshell of why I was using the pie menu. And let's see. Let's go back to my web page here. That's that. You can see the deal there again. So when you drag, if you touch or you click, you drag, you let go, and sometimes you don't even have to see it. But if you held down for longer than a few seconds, then the full menu would pop up, right? And then of course the middle is a. I thought I heard something. My dad will probably be home at any time. Could be home at any time. It's 10 o'clock. Um, but I'm not going to let that worry me. I'm just probably going to continue on here. Uh, but actually, what I should do is I should go ahead and close my door, so then he knows that he'll hear my voice, and then he knows that not kind of not disturb me. Anyways, okay, let's jump this up a little bit, like that. I guess that'll work. No, and there we go. Okay, so that's the pie menu, and it sounds like he's home now. I'll still have some minutes here. Okay, so this was an attempt to, like, I was thinking maybe a prequel, maybe a lower scope, and so I was just going to do this thing in the room here, and then I hit a spot with Adventure Game Studio that didn't work. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to, and I couldn't figure out how to make it do what I wanted to, and I couldn't get anybody to help me do that. If you notice here, I did the mock-ups of the different buttons. See, so since you have here touch, taste, smell, up here you have look under, look at, look behind. I probably would have put it look on top of, maybe. Of course, the U's was all these ones, and spellbook was have to do with the character. One of the characters you play is a wizard. Yeah, and there's a little joke about his name, and you can probably guess what that is. But so found old pie menu design, looking through some old files. That's interesting. What I said was old. See, that was a mock-up or whatever that I did. Here was some mock-up, so I was just figuring different ways. Here is see, this is what I wrote. Character Harold, who's a wizard, and I know what you're thinking. You're probably right. It's a sort of gag in the game. You'll find out if you actually get to play it. I picture him sort of a cross between Merlin from Walt Disney's Sword in the Stone and Grumpy from Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Show you my little concept sketch. Okay, so it's really bad. Remember, this is the only real drawing I've ever done is Disney cartoon characters, and when I was young. I can copy most any character quite well. I can even draw Mickey Mouse from memory, but that's as far as I am with art. Of course, I plan to practice and get better. I just have to keep working at it until I make this game like perfect. Right. Okay, so this was just so actually this looks like my first deal in the new layout, because I had redesigned, or actually what I did was I downloaded the WordPress blog and kind of restarted, because I was going to redesign the website here and probably do that again in the future here. But so that's as far as that goes. Now it's kind of weird why I don't have a link to the old page, because I used to. Okay, it's on the main page, right? Okay, so my old Devlog, and then let's go into the deal there. See, I got 35 posts there. This goes all the way back to, let's see, let's go all the way back. 2007, 2006, and 2005 was my first entry here. And actually, I think I had this idea from like 2002 or 3 or something. We'll just say 2005. 2015, that's 10. So we're getting on 20 years. Wait, is that right? 2005 to 2015 is 10 years. To 2019, so 15 years or so, which is a long time. I did, and I started and restarted. Okay, so and this here is just the magical world where all your dreams come true. You can slay a dragon, romance the princess, or become a king. You can here. Let's expand that so you can actually read that. So you can see that magical world where all your dreams come true. You can slay a dragon, romance a princess, become a king. You can help the dwarves mine gold and precious jewels. You can fight witches or wizards, or try your hand at being a fairy godmother, all in the realm of possibility. Or if you like, you may just stay at one of our many fine hotels with enough magic in them to keep you entertained for a relaxing getaway weekend. At least that's what the brochure says. Enchanted Lands' primary source of income was the tourist trade. Has had a huge slump. Tourism dropping off. With the news of evil witches and wizards and fierce dragons, real ones, dwarves are getting greedy. They used to mine for the fun of it. Now they rarely see anyone. There's also news of someone long since gone who's returned to take over the magical realm, perhaps to use Enchanted Land's magic to rule all the other realms connected to it. And then there's the news of Enchanted Land's favorite son, Prince Matthew, who decided when he reached 18 he'd go off and see the worlds and perhaps decide whether or not he wants to return. Only problem is no one's heard of him from him since, and his father, King Daniel, has died, and since turning to rule over the kingdom or a council of elders headed by a man with a delusions of grandeur, whose only thought is to take over the neighboring worlds. And now the Fairy Godmother Academy has become a secret society, letting no one in, and more importantly, letting no one leave who's joined before. The Wizards Academy has been closed no further notice, and it's been heard that the Night School has been increasing their training schedule and using real weapons, not magical weapons, used to fight magical dragons on weekly vacation. Okay, so that's kind of your premise. Your premise here is that it's a tourist resort, but it's a real magic kingdom, and but now that they've fallen on hard times. And so I actually went and did some progress with that. I'm still going to kind of be using that as a... why am I still blue? Usually this light is pretty good. See, like if I turn off this light, now it's a really blue. But now it's just a little blue. Okay. So basically, this is the game I'm working on. Essentially, the premise is going to be there. Most of the characters are there. In fact, let's see. What do I have over here? Final overview. Let's look at that. Finally decided on a story. It's what I wrote before. Only this solves problems. Number previous stories being a little different. I'm going to reveal. Okay. So essentially, graphic adventure, point and click style. Finalize overview story of the Dust Jacket version, as I say. RPGs become true, slay dragon, romance prince, become king, doors mine, realm possibilities, stay at one of our many fine hotels. Actually, this is all pretty much the same. There are even rumors of villainous rogues sneaking back into the kingdom after being banished for something horrendous. There's only someone to solve these mysteries. If only King's son can be found, maybe there's a chance that the resort can be restored. If only they could make some incredible deals on great vacations for the budget-conscious world hopper. Okay, that was supposed to be a joke. I'm not in the joking mood right this second, so I'm not delivering that as a joke. Okay, so... But I'm going to kind of restart from scratch, right? I'm not going to the drawing board. In other words, I'm not changing the story. I'm not changing the characters I had. I'm not going to change anything, but I am going to rewrite. I'm going to write the whole story kind of from scratch, or at least 100-hour challenge. That was a dumb thing. Main story. Let's see here. This was showing some plot points. Summary.